In a revealing interview with Vanity Fair, Steve Bannon, who served as Mr. Trump's political strategist before he was pushed out of the job in August, got remarkably candid about the simmering rivalries that plagued the president's inner circle. At the center of it all is Mr. Trump's daughter Ivanka and her husband, Jared Kushner, who repeatedly clashed with Mr. Bear, the former investment banker and co-founder of Breitbart News. Mr. Bannon used the interview with Vanity Fair to repeatedly slam the couple, referring to them disparagingly as Javaka. He also blamed them for bad decisions made during Mr. Trump's first year in office. Ms. Trump believed Mr. Bannon was behind the leaks damaging her father's presidency, and their relationship deteriorated so badly that Mr. Trump called a meeting in the Oval Office in an attempt to defuse the situation, according to Vanity Fair's Gabriel Sherman. Things soon turned ugly as Mr. Bannon and the president's daughter let loose at each other. Ivanka Trump, pictured with husband Jared Kushner, left, Steve Bannon, second from the right, and former Chief of Staff Reese Priebus, far right. Picture, Andrew Herrick/AP source, AP. She's the queen of leaks, Mr. Bannon reportedly said. You're **************************************************************** Ms. Trump fired back. The interview revealed exactly how toxic the relationship became, and how much contempt Mr. Bannon still has for Javaka. Mr. Bannon said it was clear Mr. Kushner, whom the president gave a wide portfolio of responsibilities, was in way over his head. He doesn't know anything about the hobbits or the deplorables, Mr. Bannon said, referring to Mr. Trump's voters. The railhead of all bad decisions is the same railhead, Javaka. Mr. Bannon said Mr. Kushner's decision to hold meetings with Russians during the election campaign may have given the impression the Trump camp sought Moscow's help. The article also highlights how any hopes the pair had of a decent working relationship were over following the firing of FBI Director James Comey in May and Mr. Kushner's involvement in that decision. In an earlier interview, Mr. Bannon called it the dumbest political decision in modern political history. Mr. Bannon is now back at Breitbart News. Pic. Joe Riedel/Getty Images/AFP source, AFP. Scandal rules. Mr. Bannon also referenced the now withdrawn allegation that Mr. Trump raped a 13-year-old girl. Mr. Bannon also took aim at Ms. Trump for her intervention in the recent Senate election in Alabama, a deeply conservative state where his favored candidate, Republican Roy Moore, still managed to lose. Mr. Moore's campaign became embroiled in allegations of sexual misconduct after multiple women came forward to accuse him of preying on teenage girls. One accuser claimed Mr. Moore molested her when she was 14 and he was in his 30s. Mr. Moore denied all the allegations, but Ms. Trump moved to distance herself from him, saying there is a special place in hell for people who prey on children. Mr. Bannon, meanwhile, continued to support Mr. Moore during the campaign, even introducing him at events. Referring to Ms. Trump's comments during his Vanity Fair interview, Mr. Bannon didn't hold back, dredging up the now withdrawn allegation that her father raped a 13-year-old girl.